Hello, and thank you for listening. I just want to come on here today and say and let you know that just because I care so much, just because I understand, just because I want to help is my main reason, my main um, goal of doing this live stream, my podcast. Because when I look back at things that I've gone through, um, my growing up, um, I look back at that and I realized that um, when I was growing up as a little girl, um, I experienced a lot of stuff. The biggest thing that I experienced was the skin problem. They called it. My doctor called it atopic dermatitis. It was a condition that covered my entire body. It was a condition that caused me to be in and out of the hospital, back and forth to the doctor, trying this medicine, trying this cream, trying these pills, having gloves. I'm sorry, having socks put on my hands when I went to bed at night so that I wouldn't scratch my skin because I scratched my skin sometimes to the point where it bled. It bled, and I woke up. My bed is full of, you know, spots of blood and skin, and my 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 body was hurting. And over time, I accepted um, the skin problem. I accepted what I was experiencing. I accepted it, and I felt that this was something that I was supposed to have because my other brother and sisters they didn't have the skin problem that I had, so I accepted it. Um, when I was talked about, made fun of, didn't want to be around, I accepted it. Um, when my teacher would put calamine lotion on me, had me looking like a ghost, I was made fun of, and I laughed right along with them because sometimes hurting people when you're hurting and you don't want. I don't know how can I put it. I didn't want no one else to hurt, so whatever they said about me, it was okay. And when I look back at that time, me growing up, little girl to elementary to junior high to high school in a relationship, I accepted everything that happened, every disappointment, every failure, every negative word. I accepted everything because I got to the point I was tired of trying to prove myself. So whatever you said about me, I accepted it. And as time went on, my skin, cleared up. It wasn't um, bad as it was. I wasn't back and forth in the hospital. Um, I was on medication that kept it under control. I didn't like taking pills. It seemed like when I took a pill, all that did was put me to sleep. And if I was asleep, I couldn't scratch. So I didn't like taking pills. So I didn't take pills too often because it wasn't that much of a problem. So as time went on, as I went through school, I did a lot of, things to draw attention to myself. I did pills. I smoked weed. Um, I acted silly. I went out partying and just to try to fit in. And I guess that's how it all started with the relationship with my kid's father. Um, he took a different approach to how he talked to me at first. So once that approach was taken and I accepted, even though it was an age difference, I was feeling needed or wanted, part of, however you want to put it. And I want to tell single women everywhere, the mistakes you make will either build you up or you can allow them to tear you down. And I made a lot of mistakes, like I said. I learned from a lot of mistakes I made. And some mistakes, I try to not think about them. So I want single women to know that I'm reaching out because I know once an abuse starts in your life, it's just a small, simple step at first. It may be a slap. It may be a shove. It may be, you've been shooken or shaken. I mean, maybe an unkind word. But then what follows all of that is, I apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. So the tears come from the abuser, apologizing. So you stay because you say, well, he apologized. Yes. That's usually what happens. So single women, don't take it as you deserved it. Don't take it that way. Don't hold it in, let it out. Don't keep saying to yourself, I'm afraid to talk to anybody about it. Because will they really listen? I was there. And it took me a long time, very long time, to even allow the past to come forth, even allow the past to be in my thinking mind, because I didn't want to think about what I went through. I didn't want to think about it. I definitely didn't want to talk about it. So I know what I'm doing, reaching out to single women that's been in an abusive relationship. I know it is time and it is God's will that I tell of my journey and my testimony. And when I first started doing this podcast, I told some different women that what I was going to do. And they lift me up, they encouraged me, and they would tell me, it's going to be more than I can even imagine, how it's going to be reaching out all over, and that it is something that is time for me to do, time for me to let other single women know that there's an escape route and that they can get out, and it's my time. And at first, I didn't want to do it. At first, I couldn't see myself being in the public eye, ear, them hearing what I went through. And because back of my mind, I still had that thought that, it was just shameful, but I knew deep down inside that I had to do this. I had to tell them my journey, tell them my testimony, get on here and be a witness to another single woman that may be going through abuse or have been through abuse, to let them know that, let you know that you can talk about it. Talk about it, to me or whoever. But once you start talking, it will become easier. At first, you may have, start crying because you're remembering and you're feeling and you're thinking and you're just hating it. But if you continue to talk about it, continue to express yourself, your feelings, your hurt, you're going to help somebody else. If you say to yourself, I'm in it to win, you'll win. If you say to yourself, I got to help somebody else, you will. And my main reason is to help another young lady, abusive individual woman, to understand you're not the reason. You did nothing. It wasn't your fault. It was the abuser who was wrong for what they did. You may have, they apologize. Yes, they're going to apologize. But if they keep it up, they don't really mean what their apology, because at the time when I was in an abusive relationship, he apologized, and I was in and out of, revolving door, going back and forth to him, because he apologized. And then, I had great days. The abuse wasn't a continuous thing. It laid off. He laid off, some days. But the, cussing me out and yelling at me, um, it was there, but it wasn't so difficult and hard. The words weren't as furious. The word wasn't as threatening words. Every now and then he said, "You so stupid," and you hear that long enough, that's what you start thinking. I am so stupid. That's what I thought. So I understand if you think it like you think, but you can get out of it. I like doing live, um, so you can see my face, see me as an individual, not just hear me, but you can see me. And I am not ashamed anymore. I am walking in my destiny of being able to help another single woman, and I won't stop. When I have people encouraging me, telling me, and asking me about my podcast, and saying, what's the name of your podcast? And I give them all the information, and all that, because I want to let them know this is the real me. There's nothing phony about me. There's no lie about my journey, my abuse, my past. There's nothing to lie about. It's all truth. It's my truth. And I'm going to continue this because I want to uh, have young women, single women, understand that's been an abusive relationship. You got a friend in me. You got a listening ear. You have a individual woman that's very compassionate, very understanding, and loyal to you. That whatever you tell me, whatever we talk about, unless you want to share it, it's between me and you. I'm a individual, but that will pray for you. If you want me to pray for you, I'll pray for you. I'm not going to judge you. Not going to talk about you. Not going to laugh at anything you say, because I said been there. Every abuse, sexual abuse, got to be done. I had it done to me. So I just want to get on here and say, don't ever give up. Saying to yourself, I'm a nobody, because you are somebody, regardless of what your past may have been. You are a proud young lady, older woman, whoever's single, if whatever your age is, you're awesome. Always tell yourself, I'm awesome. Regardless of what I went through in this relationship, I'm awesome. I'm out, or I'm getting out, or I'm going to get out. I am somebody. Regardless of what this man may have done to me, I am somebody. And I'm going to make sure that I let somebody else know that they are somebody. I'm going to keep this ball rolling, letting individuals all over, single women all over, you are somebody. You are a very powerful woman. The struggles that we go through as single women, the struggles I went through in this abusive relationship as a single parent, I am somebody. I'm a woman that will never give up. I'm a woman that made it out and that could talk about all the abuse that she went through in the relationships that I was in. And I'm proud that I'm out, that I'm able to talk to somebody, some young woman. I'm proud to say I stand up and say, I thank God what I went through. At the time I was going through it, I couldn't say I thank God, but I thank God I went through it because I know that I'm going to help another young lady, single woman, get through, get out. I'm going to be able to build another young lady up just because I care, just because I understand, just because I know, just because. Being Miss Diva, just because. Being Miss Diva, just because. And remember always, you can reach me at beingmissdiva@gmail.com. You can text me, write me a letter, whatever, however you want to do it. Remember, I'm always here for you. Whenever you decide you want to talk, want to have an interview, I'm here. And like I always say, God loves you and so do I. Have a blessed day. And remember, you are somebody. You are a young, powerful woman. You are a single, powerful woman that will never give up. Don't let go. Grow and understand that you're going through for somebody else. Some other young lady, some other single woman needs to hear your journey, your testimony of what you went through so she could be helped. God bless you. Have a great day.